Hello everyone. If you're new to the channel, we are pretty far into a playlist right now called Paver Patio / Outdoor Bar Install, and our last video was on us laying this granite tabletop down on our block work. After looking at it and checking it out, we changed up our plan a little bit, and that's what you see me doing now. I'm going to be adding onto our concrete footing to hold additional block work and just to help support this granite table a little bit more than it is now. So that's what this video is going to be all about. If you are subscribed and you've been following along with this playlist, thank you very much for your support. And I definitely think that this is one of my favorite jobs of 2021. So I think the reason why it was one of my favorites is I actually got to enjoy it, seeing as it's Benny's parents' house, and we've had some good times on it already. So let's just get right into the day. So we got the back footing board. I didn't waste too much time on making the form perfect. I just leveled it with the trowel as I went. So that's done. Table is all set. There's one thing we noticed when we were doing this is that, I don't know if you can see it. It's really hard to see because it's so small. But there's a little crack here. And it goes to about, that's a monster. It goes to about right here. So, just as a safe insurance policy, we're going to pour a couple pads on each pillar, and we're going to extend it out one more block, with the idea being that the block comes this way. It's going to have about a 2.5 inch overhang on each pillar, but at that point the granite table itself is supported from front to back throughout. So right here, guys, we got our notches. Give me a little bit of play. I got more than a 1/2 inch or so. But I'm gonna make the marks on the block where I'm gonna drill it. On this step, I wanna make sure you give yourself a little bit of room for the mortar you're gonna put under the block. So we're gonna put the center of it a little bit higher, but a 1/2 inch higher than the bottom of where we made our notches. So here's our marks. Alright, so there it is. Alright, the other thing I was thinking about doing, and I think I'm gonna put a layer of geogrid on this layer too. to tie the two pieces together. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Alright, so we got the geo grid set. Let these blocks set for a few minutes. I'm going to throw the next row on these front ones so that the first two rows can set. Alright guys, once again I had music going on in the background. I gotta stop having music going on when I do these videos, but what I'm explaining here is the table is not too square, and that ended up making it a little difficult with the 8-inch block, because it just didn't fit on the other side. It would have ended up being out further than the table is. So I'm just walking you through here that we had to use some of the solid block, that's 6-inch, that was laying around for this pillar over here to make sure that we aren't too far out from the table. But that's pretty much that, and we're gonna start building this back wall.
Morning.
Good morning.
That's all I got.
That's all I got. What do we tell these people?
Turn the camera around. I like it when it's
Turn the camera around. Oh, you talking to me? You got 2 rows built in the back. The extension. You got 3 more. Alright guys, so like I said previously, any kind of new block work you're adding to existing block work, you gotta do something extra other than just mortar to tie it in. And what I'm doing here is cutting a channel through all these blocks to install a length of rebar to connect all the blocks together. And I'm also going to be putting a pin on each side of one on each pillar to tie that rebar into the pillar. Alright guys, quick update. Wanted to show you guys the veneer. Benny's been unloading it. Beautiful. I believe it's called Berkshire Squares and Rects. Very nice pieces. nice grays and blues to contrast the tans of the table. So he's getting that all set up for when we start the veneer. It's easier to see the pieces. It makes a big difference. So I got the front 2 rows built up, setting a little bit, moving on to the back. Got all the rebar tied together like you saw. I cut a layer of geogrid to put on top of all of it. And the blocks where the rebar are, I made notches in that piece and also the other corner piece to fit around it. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna motor this back row and stay tuned. Alright guys, just want to take a minute and talk about that geogrid again. I'm telling you guys, I use it as much as possible. These applications with the block and mortar, you know, the way I see it is, why not? It's going to do nothing but make sure that your blocks don't separate even more than just putting the Type S mortar in between them. Obviously this isn't something that you know, block people do when they're building a big building or something, but in these small application projects like this, you know, why not do it? But if you guys are still with me, thank you very much for sticking around during this video. I did want to talk about feedback. I would love to get some more feedback from people about the actual videos, the style of the videos. I'm not too sure what you guys that are watching like about the videos or don't like, and I would really appreciate feedback in the comments. You know, I want to make sure that the videos I'm making are what the audience is enjoying. So if you could give me some feedback or some requests, you know, how you guys like these videos. Do you like the time lapses? Do you like the music? You want more explanation, so on and so forth. Feel free to hit me up in the comment section and let me know. No, not for water, no.
For water.
No.
Oh, look at that. Just look at it.
Nice and sealed up.
Nice.
Alright guys, so here we are. This area right here, we need to fill in. But this side over here is all set. It's sealed up. So, to fill this gap, because one issue you have with something like this, if you're trying to actually have it supported, is when you build it hollow without concrete, you got to find some ways so that the mortar doesn't just all fall in the holes as you're filling it in. So the idea was we cut some pavers. When I say we, I mean that gentleman right there.
Hi.
Hi. Benny, you want to pick up that paver and slide it in there for the audience, bud? Show them our idea here. So there it is. I'll put a little bit of mortar on the bottom of the pavers so it adheres to the top block, and then whatever space we have left, we'll just point it with Type S mortar. And then at least when we point it on the top, it's not going to all fall down in the holes. Alright guys, let's give you a quick update. We definitely got a lot done. The battery died and I just didn't switch it, we just kept working. So I'll show you where we're at. Back is done. So we got everything pointed on the top, so the entire top of the granite is supported. What's up, bud?
What's up, bud? How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you? Here's all set. This is sealed up and pointed. Coming around to the front. that's where we ran out of mortar. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap up the block work portion of this project. Our next video is going to be the stone veneer. But these joints like this, like you're seeing, all you got to do is keep pointing them nice and tight with your Type S mortar until you can't fit any more mortar inside of it. But at this point, with this change of plans, the table is supported from front to back and the entire back supported. And I think it gives it a nice little design with a cubby in the middle. And I guess that's going to be it for this video, guys. Stay tuned and check out the veneer video. Thanks for watching.